So, as I've mentioned in a previous video, all the stuff I've been making in the way of Terraria modding is all for a large content mod that I plan to publish once I've finished all the pre-hard mode content. I did recently finish making dynamic reworks for all the unmodded bosses in pre-hard mode, but I'm not quite done yet. Before the mod goes public, I still need to make a few more unique bosses and their assorted loot. Specifically a boss for the sky biome, the desert biome, the caverns biome, and maybe the shimmer. This is obviously going to take a while, but I'm proud to announce that I've made a fully functional boss for the underground desert biome. I'll be explaining how this boss works in full detail, and then showing an unedited recording of the fight. If you're a more visual learner, then I encourage you to skip forward. The boss fight centers around this little wisp called the Desert Phantom. He's got a few tricks of his own, but the main gimmick is his ability to possess these statues that can be found lying around the underground desert. When this happens, you'll need to destroy the statue he's possessing before you'll be able to do damage to him again. I'll start by explaining how the statues work. Over the course of the fight, the Phantom will possess 3 different statues called Jackalface, Sunface, and Blockface. Each statue has its own unique abilities and can only appear once. The Desert Phantom will possess the first statue as soon as the fight begins, the second when it gets to 66% health, and the last when it's reduced to 33% health. Which order the statues come in is entirely random. Now let's get to the actual abilities. Jackalface will attack by slamming his fists down and then moving them towards the player while slamming them against the ground. While on the ground, both fists will leave a trail of flames that rise into the air after a short delay. Sunface will chase the player while periodically spawning in a large group of flames. These flames will home in on the player for a short time and then explode. And last but not least, Blockface will repeatedly try to stop the player, creating an explosion of flames whenever he lands. In addition to that, he'll also sometimes bounce around the room, creating a small burst of flames with each bounce. When you destroy one of these statues, the Desert Phantom will fight you himself until you've done enough damage, in which case he'll either be dead or possessing another statue. The Phantom will attack primarily by flying around and charging at the player. However, whenever you destroy a statue, he'll unlock a new ability based off of the statue you just killed. When you've killed Jackalface, he'll sometimes fly under the player, leaving behind a trail of flames that will rise into the air. When you've killed Sunface, he'll be able to charge, leaving behind a trail of homing flames. And when you've killed Blockface, he'll sometimes pause for a moment and shoot out a small burst of flames. Needless to say, in the last stretch of the fight, the Phantom will have access to all 3 abilities, regardless of the order of the statues. The Desert Phantom can be summoned using a cursed relic, which can be crafted as shown on screen, or by destroying a sarcophagus which can be found in the underground desert. Please note that the sarcophagus will stop spawning once you've killed the Desert Phantom at least once. If at any point during the fight you're not in the underground desert biome, the boss will immediately despawn. Oh, and also the extra attacks that the Desert Phantom can do are expert mode exclusive. With that out of the way, as promised earlier, I'll be playing an unedited recording of the fight. Enjoy! And that's that. I would just like to say that spriting and coding this boss was a whole lot of work, so if you could like and subscribe, I would deeply appreciate it. Thank you, goodbye.